devastating. Because it started with me. It started with attacks on me and attacking everything that I stand for and believe in and built my career around. That made me think I'm just like, someone's trying to really hurt me. And then right on the heels of that, I read in the press that there's a toxic work environment, which, I mean, I had no idea, never saw anything that would even point to that. There was an investigation and found out there were some things that happened that were not okay, and we took care of that. But it was horrible timing. You know, people get picked on, but for 4 months straight for me, and then for me to read in the press about a toxic work environment when all I've ever heard from every guest that comes on the show is what a happy atmosphere this is and what a happy place it is.
During the pandemic, when there was a lot of uncertainty when it came to especially talk show television that usually had live audiences, Ellen made the decision to not stand by her staff, her writers, her employees, and she decided to kind of leave them high and dry without any kind of job, any plan, any severance, health insurance, nothing. And she hired a non-union company to film and produce the Ellen DeGeneres show from her home so she could continue to do the show while quarantined. The pandemic was already a scary enough time with so many people having housing insecurity, job insecurity, food insecurity, and to just drop your entire team of people who have kept your show running for so long.
Ellen DeGeneres and Portia's relationship has been a staple in Hollywood ever since the early 2000s. However, they haven't exactly sailed smoothly for all that time, and it looks like Ellen's crashing career might have had a severe impact on her relationship. You'll be shocked to hear about how Ellen is doing everything to get away from her, and how she might even be planning to move on to someone else. Ellen's career had been on an upwards flourish all through the 2000s and 2010s. However, as we found ourselves in a new decade, things started to take a drastic turn as Ellen's livelihood was put on trial. Around 2020, Ellen's empire started crumbling, but it wasn't just her career that experienced issues. As rumors said, Ellen and Portia were having some major marital problems and had been dealing them with quite some time behind closed doors. The allegations against Ellen about her toxic work culture and her employees not getting paid what they were owed made life harder for Ellen on top of her relationship problems. At the time, Ellen was very adamant about apologizing for her wrongdoings. However, it was obvious that her mental health was still not in the best place, perhaps because of her deteriorating relationship. An insider claimed that the source of their marital troubles actually stemmed from jealousy. There have been jealousy issues. She knows Portia is stunning and has seen people hit on her at parties. It drives Ellen crazy. It still crossed Ellen's mind that another woman could become involved. In fact, some rumors even suggested that the two might have been heading towards a divorce, and that Portia even seemed to demand a massive sum of money from Ellen as the two didn't sign a prenup. The source claimed that if the divorce was to happen, it would probably have massive consequences for Ellen. A $500 million divorce battle will only add to Ellen's torment. However, despite Ellen's suspicions about Portia, some rumors suggest that Ellen might have been the one to actually see someone on the side. A few years ago, it was revealed that Portia had been admitted into a rehab facility for around a month, something which seemed to be very detrimental to their relationship. According to sources, Ellen was perhaps seeing other women at the time, and the time she spent visiting Portia in the center was perhaps more out of guilt and shame than love for her wife. Even before Portia was admitted, Ellen was actually photographed with a mystery brunette around the same time that divorce rumors had been going around. According to some fans' opinions, Portia's time in rehab, just a few months after Ellen was seen with other women, couldn't have been a coincidence. In fact, several sources even suggested that there was some major cheating going on, while the two were constantly fighting. That might have been what drove Portia to her eventual struggle with substances. At the time, it was even rumored that the two had tried out couples therapy to see if they could avoid a divorce, and that the two were desperately trying to make things work, despite Ellen allegedly cheating several times. In fact, some sources suggest that Ellen continued with her escapades even after Portia was admitted to rehab, something which couldn't have made Portia feel better in any way, perhaps even extending the time she had to spend behind those doors. However, it seemed like things must have worked out between them at the end of the day as the two reconciled. Portia even claiming that she couldn't have gone through some of those hard times without Ellen's support and her commitment to her. But while those rumors died down, fans certainly hadn't forgotten what had gone down, especially as the 2020s started unraveling all of Ellen's strings in the industry and in her own personal life. In 2022, things got serious when the very real events of Ellen's toxic workplace culture started stirring up trouble again, especially in Ellen's relationship, as people started demanding that Ellen step down and into the shadows. This was something that affected her greatly, as she pointed out that she couldn't understand where all the allegations were coming from.
Devastating. Because it started with me. It started with attacks on me and attacking everything that I stand for and believe in and built my career around. That made me think I'm just like, someone's trying to really hurt me. And then right on the heels of that, I read in the press that there's a toxic work environment, which, I had no idea, never saw anything that would even point to that. There was an investigation and found out there were some things that happened that were not okay, and we took care of that. But it was horrible timing. People get picked on, but for 4 months straight for me, and then for me to read in the press about a toxic work environment when all I've ever heard from every guest that comes on the show is what a happy atmosphere this is and what a happy place it is.
As more and more former employees started coming out of the woodwork talking about their experiences with Ellen, more people started to see exactly who Ellen was as a person and what Portia had to deal with in their marriage. Many fans even started discussing the way that Ellen had been treating Portia even in public. Anybody that has worked on Ellen I know thinks she is an asshole. There is one person I know that has seen firsthand how shitty she is to Portia. Another person even pointed out one specific incident where Ellen was even seen putting down Portia's cooking. Like, how terrible she treated her on live TV about her cooking, and she kept on even while her guests tried to change the subject. There's a big difference from joking and being mean. She had hate behind her words. In fact, it was because of all these continuous allegations made against her and her mean-spirited work behavior that Ellen eventually had to cave and withdraw herself from the industry as she officially closed her talk show in 2022. It was after this that she took up working comedy shows full-time, especially as she had a Netflix special coming out that same year. At one of her live shows, she even pointed out that she felt like she was kicked out of show business for being mean, something she tried to defend by declaring that she was never downright mean. She was very transparent with her feelings at the time as she expressed her disappointment with it, saying, "Oh yeah, and I got kicked out of show business for being mean. Next time I'll be kicked out for being old, gay, and mean, the triple crown." This comment referred to the way that she experienced a very similar career decline when her show Ellen was canceled in the 90s because she had come out as gay to the world. It's obvious that Ellen was feeling especially bitter, considering this was the second time in her career she's had to abandon her dream. However, she herself even admitted that she was hard, impatient, and tough at times, although despite it, she still emphasized that she was never mean, and it seemed like Ellen was truly done being criticized in the spotlight, as she announced that after her Netflix special was over, she would well and truly be done with show business, and that it'd probably be the last time anyone would see her. However, even this comment raised suspicions as it came amidst a small controversy of her canceling 4 shows out of her 27 scheduled dates for the tour without any kind of explanation to fans. Some fans started suspecting that she might be spiraling and that she was truly looking to put an end to things as quickly as possible, especially since she decided to announce her retirement so abruptly. This only became more apparent as Ellen herself revealed exactly how badly the allegations against her ended up affecting her marriage to Portia. At one of her shows, she explained exactly how hard it was to deal with everything while still trying to keep on a happy face at home. I'm making jokes about what happened to me, but it was devastating. It took a long time for me to want to do anything again. She also expressed how she felt like one-dimensional character who gave stuff away and danced up steps, and how it was getting extremely hard to keep on playing that role when things at home were falling apart. She said, "It's hard to dance when you're crying. The hate went on for a long time and I would try to avoid looking at the news. The Be Kind girl wasn't kind, that was the headline." And according to her, it was especially her self-esteem that took a hit, something which not even Portia could help her with. "It's been such a toll on my ego and my self-esteem. There's such extremes in this business. People either love you and idolize you or they hate you, and those people somehow are louder. It was especially hard on them since Ellen struggled even leaving the house as everything was going down, and she revealed that Portia was right there along with her watching it all happen, going through everything alongside her. The two seemed to be pretty solid in their relationship up until this point. Despite the hard times and cheating rumors from the past, however, while it might seem like Portia was Ellen's only escape and comfort during these troubling times, Ellen might have actually been finding comfort in somebody else's arms. Several blind items have even pointed out the rift that started showing between Portia and Ellen before Ellen officially announced her retirement, showing that there really might be trouble in paradise following Ellen's downfall. One thing that was pointed out was the way Portia refused to come along with Ellen on her comedy tour, as she seemingly chose to remain at home instead of supporting Ellen. Another blind item even claimed that Ellen was doing anything and everything to get out of the house in order to not see Portia. This former comic actress turned talk show host wants another chance at a full-time gig. It feels like she will use any excuse to not have to spend time with her significant other. According to other sources, Ellen has even added house flipping and raising chickens to her list of hobbies, all to avoid being home. But not all her endeavors seem to involve random hobbies, as a lot of fans suspect that Ellen might be seeing someone else on the side since she doesn't seem to want to spend any more time with Portia. However, while some fans are concerned for the way Ellen had been treating Portia despite the way she has been there for her through her hard times, some fans suspect that Portia might not be too against this new development. Portia probably feels the same way. This could definitely point to the two of them never really getting over the almost divorce from their past and the many cheating allegations that have clouded the relationship. If Ellen actually plans on turning her career around, it might really involve letting go of the marriage that both she and Portia have been feeling down about for so many years. Do you guys think the two might actually be getting a divorce? Let me know down below, and don't forget to check out this other video for more drama.